Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm happy to crochet with you this beautiful net bag. It's a really easy 2-row pattern. You don't need much, you need just some cotton yarn. I use around 300 meters. You can make it bigger or smaller, and you can make the handles also a bit longer or shorter. We will start with you by crocheting these 8 rows. If you want make it thinner, you can make completely thinner and make just 6 or 4 rows. It's completely customizable. I prefer a bit more durable, and I build so this part of the bag you can make it or smaller or wider. It depends as you wish, and you can chain. So I chain 30. You can chain less or more. It all depends how big you want the bag. And the handles I chain 90, and it's around 45 centimeter handle, the standard one. You can make it also smaller or shorter, depends on how you prefer. Here you can crochet the number of rows as here. Actually I have 8 here, and on the side just 6. Normally I crochet the same. As you know, I have many net bags, but this time I decided to experiment and have just 6 on the sides on the handle and 8 here on the border. And the number of rows for the flower itself you can make different. I have 50. You can make I don't know, smaller if you want, so 45 or 65. You will see according to the yarn size and the hook size you used. It doesn't matter, you can use any hook, any yarn. I'm recommending cotton or cotton plus acrylic, bamboo also, or linen. Any summer color, summer yarn is welcome for this project. So I think I told you everything and we are ready to start. So let's get started. We are going to chain 30. So make a slip stitch and chain 30. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue until you don't have 30 chains. So you have 30 chains. Now we are going to turn our chain and we see the back bumps. So you are going to work into back bumps. So at the end you have this chain on top of your net bag, and we don't have to make additional stitching for edge or the border stitch. So just turn, and now you must have 29 single crochet. So insert into the back bump these horizontal lines that you can see. You insert and make 1 single crochet. Then the next one, the back stitch, the back bump, they are like here, you can see. On the other side of the chain you make single crochet, and in total if you chain 30, you're gonna have 29 single crochet. So just continue until you don't have 29 single crochet into back bump. So I have crochet 1 row of 29 single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and here I will skip the very first and insert into the second one, and together with chain 1 I must have 29 stitches. So just go on with 1 single crochet until the end of this row, and the same way you start the next row, and you must crochet 8 rows in total. Don't forget that at the end of the row you will have a stitch that will be chain 1 that will be hard to see. So every time count that you have 29 stitches. So I have crochet 8 rows of single crochet. Now I'm going to measure, so even if you have different size yarn and hook, you just know how many centimeters you need. So I have 4 centimeters and the length is around, one second, like 16. So approximately these are the sizes for this one. Of course you can make it bigger if you want the bigger bag or smaller. And now we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn your work. So now you have chained 7. Now 2 times yarn over, 1 and 2, and into the same stitch where you had the chain you must make 1 treble. So 1 time, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's a treble in the same stitch. Now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the next stitch we make 1 single crochet. Now chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, 2 times yarn over, so we're going to make a treble into the next stitch, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times. Now we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over 2 times, and into the same where you had the treble you make another treble. So pull through 2 1 time, 2 and 3. So it must look like this. Now you are going to chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and into the next stitch 1 single crochet. So now 1, 2, 3, and we are making a treble into the next stitch 3 times, chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and make another treble into the same where you had the previous one. 1, 2, 3. So where you have trebles you must have 2 treble from the same stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next one. So now we are going to chain 3 first, make a treble into the next stitch, and into the same stitch chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and make another treble into the same stitch. So you create arches like this. Then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and make single crochet. After you make single crochet we start with trebles. So chain 3, 2, start with 1 treble, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another treble into the same stitch. I hope now you already understood, and you can continue until the end of this row. I chain 3 and single crochet. So chain 3 single crochet, chain 3 treble, chain 5 treble into the same stitch, chain 3 single crochet, and continue until the end of this row. And you must have something that looks like this. So we create the flower pattern. So now I wanted just to show you that after you make chain 3, 1 single crochet, now here we have our last stitch. So as usual we chain 3, then 2 times yarn over. So we are going to make a treble in the last stitch, in case you get some questions. I want to show you. 1 second. So you make a treble, then you chain 5, 3, 4, 5, chain yarn over 2 times, and make the second treble inside. So that's how we are going to start the next row. So here, the next row we are going to start into this single crochet. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 times yarn over, find the single crochet, and you are going to make 1 treble. Now chain 3, 4, 5, and make another treble inside this single crochet. So it's like this. And now we are going to make chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and make 1 single crochet in the arch that was with the 5 chain of 5, the biggest one. If you see like this, is the tallest. You make 1 single crochet. So here we have another single crochet of the previous row. So we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over 2 times, make 1 treble inside this single crochet. Okay. And now chain 5 and make another treble, 3, 4, 5, into the same single crochet. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 single crochet into this chain 5, the tallest of all the arches. So we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, and find another single crochet, and so on so forth. You repeat this pattern. So make 1 treble, then chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over 2 times, make another treble into the same single crochet. Then we find again the biggest arch. So 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into this arch. And that's how the pattern looks like. So let's finish this row, then I show you how to start the next row. So now I have finished this second row and I have chain 3. Here is our arch of chain 5 and 1 treble. We are going to make a single crochet and finish this row. So I'm going to show you how it looks right now. It looks a bit confusing, you cannot see exactly the pattern, but it's just the beginning, and then you will see that the pattern is easier to see. I have here the one I made already. I didn't finish, but I crochet more rows, and now you can see these flowers. Hope you can see better here. So this is the flower, and actually they look very beautiful. So right now you are here and it's a bit harder to see, but here you already start to see the flower. And as you can see, when you start the bag, yeah, it's a bit looks smaller, but then the pattern gets bigger and bigger and wider, much wider. So like this, and then it will be wider and wider. It's normal for the net bag to start very narrow and then get wider. So now we are starting our third row, and I think you already understood the pattern. So here we are going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2 times yarn over and make a treble into the same stitch where the chain come from. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now you are going to chain 1, 2, 3 and make a single crochet into this arch of chain 5. So it looks like this. Now you are going to start again with trebles. So chain 3, find the single crochet and make a treble. Now chain 5 as usual, 5, 2 times yarn over and make a second treble. Now chain 3 and single crochet into the tallest arch. So you got the flower. And actually the pattern will repeat itself, so every time you will have to start the row or with chain 5 and the treble into the same stitch, or with the single crochet. So you put into the single crochet. So we started here with chain 5. So the next row we will go into this single crochet and make 2 trebles. It's just alternation of these 2 rows. And you continue like that. I hope I'm very clear because it's easy pattern. So here I have another row, and I want just to show you to be sure that you have no more questions. So here I have just to finish with the arch or with the treble, and when you have like this, when you finish with the chain 5 and a treble, you always go and find single crochet. So you chain 1, 2, 3 and start 2 trebles. First of chain 3 and then of chain 5. You continue. And I hope if you still have questions, of course you can write in the comments below and I will show you how to continue. But I think it's very simple, just 2 row pattern, so you can just switch and alternate between them. Now we will meet when I will have 50 rows, and then I will show you how to crochet the other half like this. So you can count the rows by like this. Here you have these things, so normally I count like this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, you count sort of petals, 5, 6, and then just multiple of 2, and you will know how many rows. You can crochet as many rows as you want. It doesn't matter. If you think that the bag is good enough for the size, you can stop. So 49, 50, 55 rows, that's I think a good size for the net bag. So I have finished my 50 rows. As you can see, I have 2 color bag, so later you will see the whole effect. Actually, my cotton was originally this color, and then this one I color with avocado beads. So if you are interested in hand dye and you want to experiment with yarn coloring, you can try with natural like avocado and curcuma. They're very good for coloring yarn, and I like the color. I'm not sure if I'm going to color also this part or leave it like this. So please tell me in the comments later when you see the whole bag if you prefer 2 colors or you think it's better to color all pink. I'm just curious. And right now, after you crochet and you have around 70 centimeters in total length from here until all maybe 69, 68. I think it's already good size for the net bag. So let's start, and we must create absolutely the same thing on the other side. So we are going to chain 1, turn our work. So our first row, we are going to make a single crochet here. So 1, then we are going to make single crochet where we have our single crochet, and we are going to make a single crochet where we have chain 5. So you just make single crochet where you have already a single crochet of the previous row, and another where you have a chain of 5, and just continue until the end of this row. Single crochet, and when you have chain 5. So continue, and then you have to actually crochet 8 rows of single crochet in total, from like this one. So you make exactly the same. You must have here the number of stitches you had on this side. I have 29, so at the end I must have 29. So I wanted just to remind you, in case you are a beginner, that here you can start with the first or with the second. So if you start with the first one, you must also count that you have 29 stitches, and so the last stitch will be easy to see for you. If you start with the second one, that normally I do, so I just insert. I know that my first, the first is the chain 1 stitch, that when I turn at the end it will be not so easy to see. So what I recommend if you are a beginner, to control always that you have the same number of stitches each row. So I will have 29. So since I start with the second, my last stitch will not be seen very well because it will be the chain 1 of the previous row. Just to remind you, so you have a nice, beautiful, how to call it even, you tell me how you think is called in English this part of the bag. So after you crochet the 8 rows, you are ready to start the side of the net bag. Here you can just put 1 single crochet for each row. Well, I will start directly. Insert your hook and just continue with, you don't have to be precise here, could be more or less, it doesn't really matter, but normally I put like for each row, maybe sometimes a bit of less single crochet. And when you start here to crochet under these arches, you have to crochet 1, then chain 1, then move to the next one, to the next arch, then you have to chain 1 and move to the next one, and just crochet like this, chain 1, 1 single crochet under the arch, chain 1, and continue all around. And when you arrive to this part, I show you how to start the handle and continue. Now, after we have finished one side and we arrive to the opposite this plank, we can start with the handle. So just chain around 90. So 1, 2, 3. Chain loosely because we will work into the back loops. 4, 5, 6. So continue like that until you chain 90, and then we slip stitch here. So after you chain the handle, please be assured that it's not twisted, that you just turn into the bump loops up like this. You check that everything is in the right direction, and then just attach to the edge here. So insert, you can even slip stitch or single crochet. That's single crochet, and it's like this. Now we continue the same way the other side. Just make several single crochet here. You can weave the yarn on the way you go, so later you don't have to care about the ends. Then you simply can cut it. So here we can chain 1, go under the arch, chain 1, and go on like this. And then of course, after we finish this side, we're going to start the other handle, and the same way as we did the other one, chain 90, attach here, and then I show you how to crochet under the handles. So just go on by yourself. I just wanted to remind you that after you finish the other handle and you start the sides, here you just make 1 single crochet into each stitch. So you just, where you had chain 1 or 1 single crochet, no matter, you just make 1 single crochet in each stitch. And you arrive until the handle, and I show you how to crochet into the back bumps. If you already know, you can continue, and in total the bag will crochet all in a round for 8 rows or any number of rows you prefer. So now when you arrive to the handle, you can turn it to see the back bumps, and they are just the horizontal lines. I don't know if you can see them very well, and you can take the smaller size hook if you want to and just make one single crochet under each bump. It's a bit complicated, that's why I ask you to crochet the chain loosely to make looser bigger chain. You can see here all of these back stitches. So just make one single crochet into each of them if you want that your handle has this effect of the chain. If not, you can even crochet inside like this, and it's much easier, but the edge will be less nice, so it's up to you. Here you have to see here. Just continue and crochet all the handle into all of these back stitches, one single crochet. So I have crochet and finished the handle. I decided to make just 6 rows, but you can make the same number as here, 8 rows, so it will have a bit different look, but practically the same. You can choose how many rows. I just thought it's already quite cute like this one. And then I will not waste your time, but just hide this end in between the stitches. You can make a smaller shift from this by making a fake loop. Just move like this, you create a fake loop, and then just hide. So it's practically, you will not notice where was the yarn. And then in between these stitches you can use a smaller size hook. You just hide them in between this. So after you hide on both sides, you can use the bag. You can weave all the ends. Normally I start the bag with one color. This time I have 2 colors, and I actually love it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, and I would like to see all of your projects, all of the creations you make following my channel tutorials. I really love to see them. So thank you for sharing, thank you for tagging on Instagram, and I hope to see you soon.